Okay, so we have the PM-940 is finally all together. We have the X and Y axis that have 900 ounce steppers on them. And then up there, you can't really see it, maybe I'll move over here. The Z has a 1,200 ounce stepper. And I've actually found that that's really plenty big for these things, even though the head is quite heavy on the RF45 clones. This head actually is the largest of any of the clones, even bigger than the Charter Oak Industrial Hobbies. It has an extra inch. If you measure it from here to there, you have an inch and a quarter deeper throat than the IH mills. And it's pretty heavy. So now what I did is I have the world's crappiest single core laptop running Mach 3, and this is kind of I haven't got a lot of stuff hooked up yet. My wires are not run, as far as I don't have any sleeves or protectors on anything. I still got to hook up my e-stop switch. I do have my 5-horse VFD, which is going to be for the new motor that I put on there, but it's what I have. So a little bit of trick to get those things working right. Mainly the main problem I had, the original setup stuff was straightforward, but my quick jog button was not working. And you know, you needed to change directions. So you have to go in and program it for that switch to have a different function. Otherwise, it just sets whether or not the display shows amps or that, so you got to change it. So we're just going to run Roadrunner right now, which is not a very fun thing to do, but it's not bad. And I got to break in the spindle and work on some chip containment here. These drivers are not going to stay on this mill. This is just probably for a couple months. Then I got 3 nice Gecko drives that I'm going to run. They're on the back. Hopefully nothing falls off. All 3 drivers are on the back of the control board here. And these are the ones that have, they say you can run AC to them, so I'm running AC to them, but you still get a little bit of 60 hertz hum, which I absolutely don't like. So I got to tram and do backlash test. I got the Z axis is done. The ball screw was nice and tight on that, or I redid it and it's all nice and tight. But the X and Y I didn't, because I got to pull the table. I'm going to drill some holes in it so I can put a shield on it for the chips. And I'll see what kind of backlash the ball screws give me on that one. So on the VFD, I was kind of surprised that I'm going to turn it on. I wasn't sure how noisy the head was going to be on the PM-940. And you know what? It's significantly quieter for gear drive. It's quite a bit quieter than the Industrial Hobbies gearheads were. So now it's a 1750 RPM motor. And I have it set now, I think it goes 90 hertz. So I'm going to see, I forget. Okay, I got it set where it'll go 120 hertz. Okay. Now, what that means, that's basically double my 60, which means instead of getting 1970, I should be right at 4,000 RPM, which for the stock tapered roller bearings is the most that I would want. So now I'm sure the motor's not producing full power at that, but probably wouldn't need it most of the time. Now, I'm not sure how hot it's going to get running at that speed. I'll probably put, for now, until I put the belt drive on there, I'll put a lighter gear oil in there, and that'll make less heat than the gear oil that's in it. And I got to break the spindle bearings in and check the preload. The tapered roller bearings that come in these are really quite strong, but they don't like high speed very much. So there we go. So that ran. So on the tapered rollers, you can reliably run them at 4,000 RPM. On this machine, I'll probably run it at 3,000 for a while. If the preload is set right and they have good grease in them and they're broken in all the way, you can run the tapered rollers at 3,000, even 4,000 for extended periods. And they'll get hot, but they'll all be perfectly fine. They won't burn out your grease. Especially I'm running the synthetic mobile grease, and so it has a real high temperature rating. So I'll probably just run this thing like it is for a while before I put the belt drive on it. I have my biggest concern right now when I'll do the first cutting is that the base, can't really see it, but I have it sitting on 4 pieces of rubber, and here, turn it down here. I have rubber isolation pads because I didn't want it shaking the concrete. Well, that means that the base doesn't have any real dampening in it at all either. And it's relatively strong, but it has big side panels on it that are removable, that are real thin. And I'm sure that's going to ring like a bell. And so to make the base more stable, I'm probably going to take this all apart and fill it up with concrete or rocks or something so it won't make so much noise. But I'm going to set it right now where I'm going to put the vise on it, and well, I'll tram it some and I'll put the vise on it. We'll do some first cuts with it. That'll be the next video. So that's it, the initial Roadrunner test run for the Precision Matthews 940M. Thanks, guys.